Hello everybody, welcome to the Wonky Angle, where I talk about electronic music, both new and old. And alright then, yesterday I put up a vote asking my viewers what should be my next discography review with a poll containing 7 artists I've already wanted to do a series on for years now, but haven't because discography reviews take a very long time to make and I can only do like 3 to 5 every year depending on how big the back catalog is. The choices were The Orb, Fortet, Monolake, Music, Mike Paradinas, Amon Tobin, Hybrid, and Underworld. Originally, I had planned to put the poll on Patreon, but quickly realized that Patreon only allows people to vote on these things if they have an account on the site, so I switched back over to Straw Poll, who thankfully now have an option to not allow VPN users and has like a vote duplication check by IP address to prevent people from rigging the vote like what happened with the 2017 poll, so I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. It does not appear that this poll was rigged. This looked like a fair one from what I saw paying attention to it. Apologies if there were some people who voted on the Patreon one and didn't see the updated one, though I think there was only like 5 minutes in which the Patreon one was up by itself, so hopefully that's the one everyone saw. And so here we go. 499 people made their voices heard. Slightly disappointing we didn't get one more for the sake of a round number, but oh well. This was roughly as neatly split as I expected it to be, though the poll changed a lot less over time than I expected as well. Most of the results fell into place by last night and stayed there until now, so here are the results of the vote. In 7th place, with 38 votes, we have Hybrid, which is maybe kind of disappointing, but not altogether surprising. That'd be a really quick series whenever I get around to doing that. I was hoping after Light of the Fearless, with their 6th album supposedly finished and on the way later this year, that they'd be a bit more on the forefront of people's minds, but I suppose that will have to be saved for another time. In 6th place with 43 votes, we have Monolake. Also wasn't expecting him to win next to the other names, but was still wanted to throw in there. I guess I wasn't itching that badly to cover him right at this moment since Archaeopteryx just came out and that's still fresh in my mind, but that's still the one I definitely have to do at some point in the future because he's great and deserves a series like this. In 5th place with 64 votes, we have Amon Tobin, who actually did better in this poll than I was expecting. I do love that guy's music. I guess it just seems he isn't as high profile these days, even with the recent comebacks, which I covered a while back. That might have been a fun, odds and ends video as well. I still have to catch up with, all his side projects, like Two Fingers and Figueroa and Only Child Tyrant and all those. Still, certainly would have been excited to do a series on him. In 4th place, with 66 votes, we have The Orb, who, I was expecting those guys to do a lot better in this poll than they ended up doing. These guys have been, on my schedule for series to do since, 2016 or 2017 at least. I've been promising a series on them for so many years and never got around to it. And that's a catalog I know up and down and would be consistently, really fun, even despite how long it is. That one might still end up coming sooner rather than later, but I was kind of hoping for a little more enthusiasm on their end, I don't know. Guess they just got overshadowed by some other names that other people were a lot more excited to hear about. God, my foot hurts. In 3rd place with 74 votes, we have Underworld. That pick got quite a few people really excited, and I certainly would have had fun with that one. I am kind of worried about whatever happens whenever they decide to start up Drift Series 2, because I don't want that to be ongoing at the same time as whenever I do a discography review of them. They haven't announced anything like that happening as of yet, which is why I thought this might have been a good time to get them out of the way. But I guess it is what it is. Definitely would have been a fun one in either case. In 2nd place with 88 votes, we have Music, spelled with a U because I was panicking because of the Patreon thing I mentioned. You know, there were people in the comments who thought that this guy had, no chance of winning the poll since Mike Paradinas always seems to be so overlooked when it comes to long-running IDM legends. But I know well, his fan base is dedicated. I had a feeling that he was going to perform better than most people would expect, and I wouldn't have even been too surprised if he won. Alas, he only came in 2nd, but that is still a series I may have to do soon-ish, I guess. But finally, we come to the winner of the poll, 1st place with 126 votes, and the artist I will be doing my next discography review on, Fortet. And this all strikes me as funny because, like, you know how I've been complaining, like, the last time I did a poll like this, it got rigged? Fortet was the winner of the rigged poll. Like, he was the guy who got all the fake votes last time. 3 years later, now he's won completely organically, and I know it was for real this time because I was paying attention to, like, how the poll actually progressed. And he had the enthusiasm to match in the comments of the announcement video. I feel like he's risen a lot in profile over the past couple of years. Like, not even 3 years ago, some people were like, who the heck is this guy? But whatever, I will be quite happy to do a dedicated series on him. I'm ready for that. We'll have to figure out what my other series for the rest of 2021 will be. Maybe it'll be some of the other picks. Maybe this will finally be the year I get the Orb series out of the way. But I also saw like a whole bunch of good suggestions in the comments of the announcement video, like One O Tricks Point Never, DJ Shadow, Moby, Kenichi, ATB. I'd be open to doing a series on any of those guys. Someone also mentioned Tangerine Dream. I would actually be interested in doing that at some point, albeit in a heavily limited capacity. There's no way I'm reviewing 100 plus studio albums from those guys. But they do eventually deserve a series. But yeah, just throwing ideas out there. I'll figure out to do with that later. For now, Fortet is decided as the next series. Not sure if the dialogue review is going to be my immediate next video. There are some others in the pipeline that might end up coming first, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all for today. See you next time.